the bold, where legends are told. From first pop drop to the season's full. Tune in and watch the drama unfold.
Well, in the second game of the year, a lot of hype around the Leafs being back. The Jays doing well. The Leafs come out and put up an absolute stinker of a game. They fall to the Detroit Red Wings, and it wasn't the score necessarily. I mean, the score wasn't great, but the way that they played in this game, there are some concerns. But not only that, there are more injuries happening to this Toronto Maple Leafs team, as there's one player here incoming that we're going to be discussing that is set to make his NHL debut. Folks, welcome in. We're back on the live streams. It's not the way I wanted to make my 2025-2026 season appearance with a horrible loss against the Red Wings, but we're here. It is what it is. What's up, everyone in the chat? Darius, unfortunate, really bad game overall here, besides the first 10 minutes, and even then, we'll dive into the whole game. A lot of things, a lot of question marks, a lot of injuries that are happening to this team, but they fall to 1-1. It's very early, and not the end of the world or anything, but quite the unfortunate loss.
Well, Nick, Easton Cowan is imminent. If you want to start there, he is going to be in the lineup Monday. He has been missing, and now we are looking for him, and he has been called upon. Easton Cowan is imminent at this point. I think he's going to get into the lineup because Steven Lorentz left the game, did not return, I think after the first period. And he, that doesn't look good. And Profit, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to the second line. It was a little concerning, this game. There were some concerns for me at times. They looked okay. They look a little bit slow. We were talking about it as well, Nick. We got to get into that. They look a little bit slow. But it is just, the beginning of the season as well. But I have to say, in this one specifically, I know Detroit was hungry. I know they wanted to bounce back, and they're a better team than what they showed against the Montreal Canadiens. But man, without Anthony Stolarz, that could have been like 6 or 7-0 in the first period. So that's a tough game. That is a tough loss, and we'll see how they bounce back Monday. But we can get into it. Second line. That is something's got to be done about that, I think. And I wonder how Cowan kind of factors into all of this, because I think at this point, they're not going to call up Kampf. Cowan's got to get into the lineup here. So he's being called upon, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I think he was going to play Monday anyways. But now, I mean, it seemed like a concussion from Steven Lorentz. I'm sure we'll have an update after the game tonight into tomorrow. But you look at the one of the impact scorecards. There's a couple, of course, we go over. People are Profit going to be talking about Mitch Marner. That's just going to be the way things are. Talk about him coming back. They're going to talk about this is the way that things will be for most of this year, especially when they're losing. The best player on the ice tonight, Calle Jarnkrok, which honestly makes some sense. He had another goal. He's not going to get taken out of the lines anytime soon. Tanev and McCabe, really, really good on that front. And then, of course, Nicolas Roy with his best game as a Leaf, which is not saying too much. It's obviously just been 2 games, but a goal and an assist. And it's unfortunate that the highlight of this game is going to be, or I guess what people talk about the most is how bad some of the lines were. They were hemmed in their zone for almost their offensive zone in the entire second period, right?
So talk about that.
That's what really lost in the game. But Calle Jarnkrok, great. A lot of guys played well. Most people played poorly. You can see there at the bottom, Tavares, Benoit, basically, I don't want to say gave up, but he got extremely tired, I guess, and just missed the thing. Dakota Joshua, basically a ghost for the second straight game. There is a lot of storylines and conversations, but it's a little bit early. I still think they need a top 6, scorer there. Maccelli doesn't look quite ready for that role yet, but it's going to be, I don't know. It's not a great start to the year with this one.
At the end of the day, I do think it is still just the second game and that there is no, reason to panic just yet. But there are things that we have to look at and dissect because if they don't change them, they're going to continue to be problems. And I think a problem I still have is, majority of this team was here last year. So some of the mistakes that they're making, you're like, man, you were here last year, right? Like I understand if some of the newer players are not going yet. Michelle's still trying to get used to the team, and he's been on a couple different lines at this point. Like I can understand that, and he at least looks okay to me. Like I don't think he's a negative on the team or anything like that. Yeah, right. So he looks okay. That second line I saw at one point in this game, Nick, they were a 3% expected goals for 3%, absolutely shelled in this game. So that second line, it's not very good. There were times tonight where I'm looking at Nylander, and I know there's times in the season he takes over and he can do it, and we've seen it in the past. But there's times like tonight where it just looks so ugly.
Yep.
And I guess it's just the way he is and the player that he is. But man, it is tough to watch sometimes. So second line doesn't look good. One thing you brought up that I want to talk about too is them getting hemmed in the second period. Their best period used to be the second period, and they would score the majority of their goals in the second period. But I noticed heading into last year's playoffs, I don't know what changed. I don't even know if anything changed or if it's the system that they play. They get hemmed in all the time. They get hemmed in the second period all of the time. It happened against Florida. I think there was two reasons they lost to Florida. Maybe three if you want to count just the mental aspect of everything. But it was the bottom six being able to score for Florida versus the Leafs not being able to score. And the fact that they got hemmed in every second period. They did not have the puck the entire second period. And it happened again today. And it's the second game of the year. And it's the second game of the year, but it happened against Montreal as well. It happened against Montreal in the first game. So not good habits I'm seeing there in the second period. I don't like that. They're getting hemmed in a lot, and happened again tonight, and they paid for it. They ultimately got that goal back with Domi, which was nice, but I did not like that at all. And the last play there, Morgan Riley had another good game. I don't know if you would agree with that,
Yeah,
Nick. Like he looks pretty good so far this year, and another assist. That last play at the end when they pulled the goalie, dumb play. It's a dumb play. Why would you give the puck to the goalie? Put it in the corner. You gave Cam Talbot the puck for him to make a play, and they scored the empty net goal. You got to put that puck in the corner. So, just like a couple. I know it's early in the season. We'll get rocking here, but not great. Not great.
Everybody in chat, I know it's the second game. Put your concern level on a scale to 1 to 10 after that game. Let's see the reactions. Let's see the concern levels. And yeah, Carlo looked pretty rough. I mean, Morgan Riley and Brandon Carlo had pretty bad defensive game. Morgan Riley, pretty good offensive game. So I mean, that's positive. Lawrence, funny enough, he went out really early. Looked pretty good in his short spurt. You could see him up near the top there. Matthews had the best shot in probably 2 years for him. I think Riley had a fine offensive game. Again, defensive game was a little bit bad. But you can see there, it was pretty impressive that he had 2 assists, was on the ice for 2 goals, and was a -1. So, it is what it is. 1, that's good, Joe. I'm assuming that means 1, the level of concern in the sense of
Not level.
Yes. Not too concerned. I guess I don't want to say that Riley had a good game. I think he had not as bad of a game as some people are making it out to be, but at the same time, needs to figure out some of those defensive issues. But he had such a good first game that he's pressing offensively in a good way, and I think that's a bigger positive here than some of the bad defensive plays.
Yeah, and I think that last year, when you look at last year, especially the second half of last year, the only reason we were talking about Morgan Riley is because of how bad of a play he made in the defensive zone. And that pairing looked horrific tonight. I will say that in the defensive zone. But I think he's at least having an impact on the offensive side of the puck, which is what they need him to do. So I think that's something at least he's having an impact, somewhat of a positive impact on the game, and then we'll work on the defensive stuff, which is crazy to say because he's 30 years old and he's been here for 10 years. But and now you finally have a right shot defenseman who is your partner. So these are things you have to consider. But I think that overall, at least he's having an impact, some positive impact on these games to start the year. And I think they need more offense out of him. They need offense from the back end, right? They were dead last. We've been talking about this, all week, and everywhere that I've been listening and reading, everybody's been talking about it. Dead last in scoring from their back end last year, from defense. They need more offense from the back end. So at least he's giving that so far this season, which is good. So, and again, just smart shot selection as well. The deflection from Wah, that goal, it's a smart play. You just throw it on net from where he was. I feel like he wasn't doing that last year. He'd be tentative. He would lose the puck there. He would throw it down low or something like that, which is not always a bad thing, but, decent shot selection so far this year. So good stuff there. We see that the Habs fans have infiltrated the chat as well, but we appreciate all of you guys over there. But Yeah, I think, Nick, I think he's having a positive impact so far, at least offensively. That pairing still looks tough. They look better against Montreal. I thought they looked good tonight. It's like this reminds me of that series against Florida a little bit.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, it was a bad game for everyone almost. Like after that first period, things unraveled. You do have a quick turnaround. A couple days from now, you play the Red Wings again, so a chance to get back. This is a
On
really
Tuesday.
yeah, it's for back to back. Really soft spot in their schedule here, and if they're unable to stack together a ton of wins, might be a little bit concerning. And there is going to be a lot of people now clamoring for Brad Treliving to make a trade, even though it's a second game and all these different things. Cowan will make his debut in one of the next two games, almost surely. And close. And now with Lawrence, again, we'll have an update probably tomorrow.
Yep.
Has to, right? And again, this is going to be a shorter stream, obviously. But Cowan was missing. And then now he's back. I mean, we had to assume
Where does he
plays.
fit in?
Yeah, I had to assume he played. I mean, the lines were in an absolute blender. I mean, there was not a single set line for that entire game after Lawrence went out. Again, he only played a minute and 17 seconds. Dakota Joshua looked pretty bad again. -2. Wasn't great in the first game. It was bad. Like the only bright spot for me was Nicola Waugh and Max Domi and Anthony Stolarz. Those are kind of the three main ones for me. You can throw in Yarncroke there if you want to. No one else stood out to me at all. Even defensively, like you can say Morgan Raleigh, but even then, like Stolarz, his save percentage was, if you watch that game, any other 90% of goals in the NHL, it's 6 or 7 goals.
Yeah, like he was the reason that they were at least in it. I think at the end, right? At least they had an opportunity to try and tie the game. Like he was the reason, and he's playing with a lot of confidence, and that's good news too. But now we're gonna see in the next couple of days here. I don't know what game we're gonna see him in, but we're gonna see Caden Primo, and that's a little bit scary as well if you ask a couple of people, especially some Habs fans. So I would imagine Caden Primo's going against Nashville on Tuesday.
Yeah,
we'll see Stolarz one more time, and the reason for that too is I think you want to give Stolarz as many games in a row as possible because Wool is gone now, right? Like we don't know when he's coming back, so if you're going to be the starting goaltender, you got to play a lot of games consecutively. Let's see what you got, right? So I like that. He's playing with a lot of confidence. He looks big. Really athletic, all of those things. And most of the goals not his fault. Like cross seams, took too many penalties tonight. All of that stuff. And it's, these mental lapses through a game. That second period was awful, but still some things to like. Like I thought Robertson had a good game. I'm going to be that guy again, ladies and gentlemen, on the channel year after year. Thought Robertson looked pretty good tonight. Calle Yarncroke, he's not going anywhere. Like he continues to produce in the role that he's in. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he can produce or, there's certain guys you're getting for the playoffs, right? And they won't look that great in the regular season. Then there's guys like Yarncroke that'll surprise you in the regular season, but then they won't do anything in the playoffs, right? So if they keep a mix like that, it'll be okay. But I do have some concerns about, we talked about it through the summer, like, are they adding in the top 6? Brad Treliving doesn't like to make trades in season. This is the team until the trade deadline, right? Like we've seen it for 3 years now. It's not going to happen. So it'll be interesting to see, but they got to get Domi off the center position. He is so much better as a winger. Let's get him going.
Yeah, maybe they will change his mind and he'll make a trade before then. But Lawton being injured threw a monkey wrench into everything here. I mean, the lines were looking great. Everything was looking good. He goes down. Blender, Easton Cowan not playing. That was the best line in the training camp, was that line with Easton Cowan, Scott Lawton, and Steve Lawrence. So, I mean, it is what it is. People in the chat, bad penalty by Domi. He did have a bad penalty. He also had a couple of great offensive chances. That's a classic Domi penalty. Didn't lead to a goal. I don't believe that one. Tonight is not Anthony Stolarz' fault. I tend to agree. If you're new here, hit the like button. We do go live after every single game. Obviously, it's one of the weirder times of year. I feel like obviously I feel like Jays hasn't captured all of Toronto, but I know a lot of people also don't watch the Jays. So
I was going to say asterisk to that for anyone who's a regular in the chat right now. I see Profit in here. We will not be live Monday on account of the Blue Jays and the weird scheduling with that. So we won't be. It's also an Amazon Prime game. Didn't realize that. They moved that up, and it's a Prime game. So it's not on television. It's streaming on Prime. So keep that in mind as well.
Might have a post game video. I think I might be around for a post game video on that one. But
might have some content,
no stream.
but no stream after the game. And obviously, Jays are on, stuff like that. And haven't mentioned it yet. Hope everyone's having a good start to their Thanksgiving weekend. Hope everyone's enjoying that. I mean, a little worse now because the Leafs lost, let's be honest, right? But we got some Blue Jays baseball tomorrow. We got some Leafs hockey on Monday, Blue Jays baseball on Monday. Should be pretty exciting. Yeah. The Mariners got a long flight over, which is encouraging.
It was delayed as well.
It was also delayed, so that'll be we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, similar to every year. I know, Profit. The games are so close together.
Every
Darius
other
is
game we're
going to
here.
the game, just for the
That-
record. Darius is
that
going
is why-
to the game, right? So
Yes.
he won't be able. And the games, I believe, are like an hour and a half apart. But there should be some sort of kind. After that, will be available basically the rest of the way. So it's
Every other game we're probably streaming. So one of us at least, if not both of us, for most of them. Like last year. I think we only missed one game last year.
Yeah, well, I think 2, 3, whatever it was. It always comes. This time of year always is weird. The start of the season. Last year the Jays were horrible, so there was no playoff baseball or anything like that. But it always starts slow. Even the Leafs to a degree, but they'll get used to each other. Dakota Joshua, Nicolas Waugh looked really good. Like Waugh looked extremely good, and that's a positive. The team's fine. Like they're not going to lose. I mean, the Red Wings. I watched the highlights of that Habs game, they just look like a completely different team. Like just a completely,
Yes.
and a lot of that's because of how bad of course, the Leafs were defensively. And a lot of that, as the Canadians actually just won, beat the Blackhawks. So
Yeah, just like everyone else.
yeah. Well, we lost to the Red Wings. But any final thoughts in the chat, Darius? Any final thoughts on your end? We'll have a video tomorrow. Might be some injury updates. There's some things to go around, and weird loss. I'm not sweating it too much, and I don't think most of Toronto is right now, to be honest.
No, they weren't very disciplined. That Matthews penalty too, like it just not your night, right? And you're gonna have a couple of games, like 6 or 7 of these throughout a year. So, chalk it up to a bad loss, get back to it. I liked their game against Montreal, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it was a tight game." Montreal's a pretty good team. They made the playoffs last year. Detroit is supposed to make the playoffs this year. They're supposed to be a good team. So this Atlantic division, it is a good division. There's a lot of good teams in there. Not making excuses for the loss. They were undisciplined. The defense was bad. They got pinned in the second period. They have to address that. I can't be the only one that's seeing that in the second period. They're continuously getting pinned in their own zone and not able to take, get changes or anything like that. Like, in what world is your defenseman multiple times in a game getting pinned for 2 minutes at a time? Like, it's a joke. You got to get that figured out.
Yeah, I'm sure Brube will.
Multiple times. Brube will get on that. So there's that. Couple good things to take away. Like, Waugh looks awesome so far this season, right? Like, he's not going to score you 50 goals, but he looks great in his role. So I'm excited to see what he does. And Easton Cowan, Nick. Easton Cowan is imminent.
Which sucks. We probably won't be streaming for the game he makes his debut, but we'll try to get something out. We'll try to get something out for you all on that front.
Yep.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. Let us know if you're watching this afterwards down below in the comment section. We'll have a video for you guys tomorrow. And most importantly, streams are back, and have a good Thanksgiving. Darius, any final thoughts? I'm going to find the outro here, so take your time.
Yeah, so Stolarz looks pretty good as well. Let's go Blue Jays. Bad news on Bo Bichette.
Yeah.
Sure, you'll have us covered over there on Jays Digest as well. But we'll be following that closely. We'll talk to all you guys in a couple days on stream. We'll be back Tuesday. We'll stream Tuesday. They have a game against Nashville at home, so that'll be fun. And we'll see what's up with the lineup. We'll keep you guys updated. We're gonna get an update probably Monday morning at this point, maybe tomorrow. I assume they have the day off tomorrow, but probably Monday morning. We'll keep you guys updated, and we'll certainly be talking more about this because Lorentz looks like he's out. That has implications as well because 2/3 of the best line from the preseason are now out with injury. Cowan is probably making his debut, and top guys got to get going. Team looks a bit slow too.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do. But
skating.
all in all, yeah, they got to get skating. But all in all, I have to say, I am not worried. I think they'll be okay.
Make sure to hit the like button on your way out, folks. We will see you all in the video tomorrow afternoon.
Leafs Digest, your daily dose of gold. Stories of the bold, where legends are told. From first pop drop to the season's fall. Tune in and watch the drama unfold.